welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And today I am doing another Get Fit With Me series, yoga edition. And today, I actually was originally going to film today. So this is day 2 of filming, another day of filming on a day that I originally wasn't planning on filming. And yeah, I did. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. I've ran a couple times this week so far. And I'm finally getting back to, I think, my old self when it comes to the fitness of the running. And somehow, some way, I'm hoping to incorporate that on this channel soon. I just haven't figured it out other than races because, I don't know, I feel like a day-to-day might be boring. Although, no. Idea. Okay. But anyway, that's not why we're here. So today I felt extra inspired. I'm actually going to do the same person who I featured before, the Black Yogi with Nico. And what she has for us today is called Releasing Negative Energy. And I think plenty of us can relate to that. So yeah, I saw that the practices were about 26 minutes and we're going to just give it a go. And then also what's featured on my video is my friend's candles, the Forest Zen. So that's going to be another thing that we have on the channel as we do the yoga and do just that, release negative energy. Anyway, let's get to it. And I hope you enjoy. We are starting today's practice in a seated position. I should also add that this practice is going to have a lot of meditation. So right now in the seated position, we are kind of just, we have our middle finger and our thumb attached while we kind of meditate. After meditating for about a couple minutes, now we're going to be kind of just starting to move around, as in like shrugging our shoulders up and down and just getting warmed up for the practice. After being in a C position for some time and doing a whole bunch of different poses to stretch your neck and whatnot, and also doing a gentle twist on each side, we are now going to go onto all fours and tabletop position. Once we're on all fours, we are transitioning very quickly to an extended child's pose. Child, what is Whisper doing? I just can't. I didn't even know until actually watching this back that that's what she was doing. I don't even know. From doing a child's pose, we're going to thread the needle on each side, stretching our shoulders. From that stretch of threading the needle on each side and extended child's pose position, we are now downward facing dog. Being in downward facing dog and pedaling the dog, we are then going to go to a forward lunge. And we're going to do this on both sides. And before you go into forward lunge, you could raise your, you could do three-legged dog prior to that. One side I did that, the other side I didn't. But I just wanted to kind of let you know that you have options with that. From the low lunge, we are going to then kind of shift our back foot to make it so that we can transition smoothly into Warrior 2. And then from Warrior 2, we're going to do Reverse Warrior. And we're going to be doing this, again, this sequence on both sides. In between doing this on both sides, we are going to go back to that low lunge, and from a low lunge, go into standward forward bend, and yeah.
Being in the Stanward forward bend, we are then going to transition into a mountain pose and then prayer hands before we switch sides. Also in between prior to going to the other side, I almost forgot, we also are going to be doing a tree pose on each side as well as part of this. And whatever version of tree pose you can handle is what happens here. We have completed that tree pose and going back to Stanward forward bend. We are now going to do that whole entire sequence again, but just on the other side. After completing the sequence of both sides, we do end up in a child's pose, extended child's pose. And then from the extended child's pose, we are going to transition to lying on our back. And then we're just going to be basically on the lower ground doing the rest of our practice there before we close it. once lying on our back, we are going to do some bridge poses, and then after doing a couple bridge poses, we also are going to do a seated pigeon, the length pigeon, reverse pigeon, where we're lying down and stretching our hamstrings both sides. Doing the reverse pigeon, we do a gentle twist on each side as well. And then from there, we are going to be winding down and slowly closing our practice in the Shavasana pose, but we're going to be meditating in the process, and that will conclude things.
So that concludes the yoga practice with Black Yogi Nico Marie, also known as Yoga with Nico. And how I would rate that was 8.5. 8.5, almost a 9. It was good. I have a scale from 1 to 10. It was a good practice. It was 28 minutes. Didn't feel like 28 minutes. It flowed, which we know that's my favorite thing. When yoga flows, it feels. And I feel like negative energy was released. And it was gentle, but it didn't feel like boring. Because I think that's part of where I struggle with when it comes to restorative or anything that's kind of a slower paced yoga. I need it to not be boring. And it was not boring. And honestly, not to be super biased, but I love her voice. Her voice works perfect for yoga. It's so good. And then even towards the end, there was meditation. But you kind of knew that's what it was leading to. And even like what she wanted you to picture while you're meditating, it was great. Like I stayed present, which those who don't know much about me, that is like my struggle. I have a tendency at times to stay present. When it comes to logical standpoints and things like that day to day, yeah, I can stay present. But I am someone, which I'm sure a lot of people have the issue where they suffer from anxiety, really hard on themselves, super type A. So it makes it hard for me to stay in the moment at times. And that was a practice where it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel hard. It was just great. It was great. It was great. So yeah, I would definitely check her out if I were you. If that's not your style, that's fine too. But I hope you did enjoy this content. Yes, I did switch up the lighting. And as you could tell, I'm doing this in the evening versus the day. I might even look a little sleepy. Jeez. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye.